I'm not a morning person.
Dedicated to being passionate about it.
Bodybuilders have become more lazy.
People have always thought I lift fake weights.
Iran and the United States.
You take responsibility for that.
So Milos, man, it's good to talk to you, man. Last time we spoke was, I think it was like last year, right before the whole shutdown happened.
Yeah. That's about right. Good. I moved to actually Las Vegas. I'm here since October. I don't know if you know, but a lot of people are moving in. Now Flex Lewis is opening the gym. My friend Hidetada Yamagishi is opening the gym. And honestly, I've been in California from 1987 to 2011. I wanted to come back primarily because of the climate, because nothing beats Southern California climate. But then I realized it just didn't make too much of a business sense to me. It's expensive, and I don't take advantage of the weather anyway. And I always like things that are happening in Vegas, so I decided to move.
Let's talk about Men's Open. How did you feel about the lineup, and how did you feel about the placing, top 5 or whatever, the whole thing?
Okay, and this is what I want to say, because many times guys are sensitive. So if somebody plays like first, second, third, and for example, Milos says, okay, he saw it differently, they take it personally against me. And I don't get it. I'm just analyst and passionate about, and I'm talking. So many times, for me, for example, if they would say, Milos, you look better 93 and 94 than 95, I agree. Or you look better 97 to 99. Yes. So does it mean that I regress? No, I mean, I peaked like this for this show and maybe it didn't work. I even like my look better some other times. So now when I talk about Olympia, I said that I was looking forward to see Phil Heath at his absolute best. I was predicting he would, after a 2-year layoff, right, come back looking crazy. Because last time I see him, was 2017. I was in Europe. I came back to the States, and first Olympia I've seen in many years was 2017, and he looked spectacular. And even though Big Ramy gave him a run for the money, and I explained that Ramy is much bigger, much wider, has a more pronounced V taper, so it's dangerous, and he beat Phil in some poses even in 2017. His quality, that 3D look, striations, insertions, tie-ins, popping muscle. Wow, look, it was enough for Phil to beat everybody. In 2018, Phil was still in very good condition, not exactly the same. I criticized him a little bit. His conditioning was not as good as 2017, but his midsection was the only sole reason why he lost. And I think that many people agree. So I was thinking now, with Sean Roden being absent and Phil coming back, he signed up with Danny Garcia and Rock. So he is a well-paid athlete and athlete that is a gifted and had a 7 Miss Olympias, could win that 8. I really thought that he's going to be at his all-time best. And he was good, don't get me wrong. He was very, very good. But it was just not the same Phil. It was not as conditioned, not as big, not as round. He's good, very, very good. If it's first time that we saw him, we will be impressed, but this is not the first time we saw him. And you have to judge athlete by his previous best. So initially, he kept his midsection in. I've seen, actually, I even tried to communicate with him after prejudging and told him, look, it's none of my business, but I will tell you, your quadriceps was not always on. And I do this myself. I could stay with the legs separated for 1 hour on a stage. You position them, you don't squeeze them. There is a way when you practice, you just have to show that separation. Because Phil had phenomenal legs, but there was many times that he would release them. And then stomach-wise, I said, like, yeah, this is the only muscle that you don't push out, you push in. Oh, my light went off. When I've seen the comparisons, the longer the comparisons went, he was fading and not being able to control midsection. And that's how he was fading from originally second place at the prejudging into the third. And he could actually possibly be fourth. because all the judges in the final round gave Ramy first, Hadi second, Brandon third, and Phil fourth. And it's important for people to realize when you just get the score and, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. Let's face it, all the judges unanimously saw Hadi second at the finals and Brandon third. Every single judge, there was 10 points, 15 points, 20 points. And that tells you something. Had Hadi showed up on a Friday looking like he did on Saturday, I think he would be crystal clear second place finisher. So as we're talking about the placings, yeah, I've seen Ramy completely dominating finals, and he was well ahead of the prejudging. So I really, talking to both Dennis and Chad, I said, like, really, I don't think it's a contest. And especially after the final started and we were texting, I told Chad there's really no contest. The contest is for second place, which it was. So Ramy brought what not too many people have, that Ronnie-esque kind of size and width and thickness. Still, I would not say that Ramy could beat Ronnie at his best. I think that Ronnie is still dominant because he did have a much thicker chest, a much thicker back, much bigger arms. So, but Ramy had one element that no other guy has. He aesthetic freak. He is so wide with such a pronounced V taper, small waist, deep abs, flaring thighs, which makes him most extreme X-frame bodybuilder of all time, because it's not just X, it's extreme X, because he had that lateralis part of the quadriceps. It's just tremendous. So Ramy established himself now as obviously front runner Mr. Olympia. It's going to be really hard to knock it off, because everybody now that is coming after him is going to try to match the size. And if you go back in the 1990s, we all loved Flex Wheeler and Kevin Leveroni and Sean Wright. But here comes Dorian, that was that much bigger than them. He took the title, and then everybody was chasing the size. And everybody did chase the size. So now there's a probably era of Ramy and again of monsters, because to be the champ you have to knock him off, and you have to knock him off with qualities that made him win the Olympia, right? So if I may say this, and I think even I didn't hear from Chad, but I heard from Dennis. Dennis agrees that Hadi Choopan is extremely dangerous. And if you consider that he was 220 pounder, 212 pounder, and that he was deciding which category he's going to compete in last year, he decided to do the open. He placed third, in my opinion. He should have won, really, for me. Now, we still have a vision of, okay, he is much smaller. But I encourage you to review these videotapes from a contest. In many shots, front lat spread, back lat spread, front relax, Hadi create the illusion of a size, and he was matching Ramy. I mean, really, it was surprising to me, because I know there is a discrepancy of maybe 50 pounds in the body weight, or more. But Hadi has this extreme conditioning, strided, polished, earned that the muscle that is mature. I think we all agree with Hadi's conditioning. Why? Because he is dry, he is full, but he's also strided. So now, Ramy, I think he still need to work on possibly lats, bringing up the back, possibly arms, because, like I said, if you compare Ronnie and Ramy's arms, you could see there is a room for improvement. And Brandon Curry has tremendous arms, and so there is a work cut out for Ramy. But I think that they had really incredible team. Me being friends with Dennis, and I know he worked Ramy day in, day out, and posing. First crazy workouts, and then presentation. And I really think that this is would completely feel heat. He couldn't pose that long, so he was fading, losing control over his abs. And Ramy was hitting the pose first with a smile, with no effort, holding everything, and then letting it go the last. And I know because I work with the athletes, many of us would hit the pose, but then within 2-3 seconds release the legs or lose the abs. If you watch Ramy, I mean, he was spot on from beginning to the end of the pose.
And what do you think about Brendan Curry? Do you think he improved from the previous year? How would you judge him?
Yeah, I said that, and first, I always loved Brendan's physique, but I made a public statement after the contest that I don't think he was as good as he was at Arnold Classic 2019, and I still stand behind that statement. Okay, and just even recently, yesterday, somebody posted like a front-lat spread of him and William Boniak from both shows, and that just confirmed what I actually believe. He was way more wow factor, fuller, more dominant in the Anno Classic. Uh, Think about Brandon. He still has balance issues. Yeah, his upper body is dominating his lower body from the front and from the back. From the side, he creates very good balance, upper body, lower body, because his hamstring from side looks thick. But from a back, it doesn't, and from the front, quadriceps are still not up to the par with the upper body. Initially, when he stepped on the stage, I would say that, he improved a little bit conditioning. He was drier, so the quads were more separated. So I must say that when I look, there was many pictures that you can pick that, he was a little bit better conditioned. And then you would maybe say, well, that's the best we've seen Brendan. But he was also considerably fading because, again, now when you keep watching the prejudging and then it's not the same. And you see, people are going to say, you're nitpicking. No, I'm not nitpicking. I'm just constantly judging what is right there. It's first comparison. Okay, maybe Brandon looked better because he was spot on. By the third comparison, by the bring him back, now he loses. And here is the exact point of Hadi Chupan. In the morning, he was not even in the top 4 call out, right? He was out of it. And then he presented himself. And now, even when I talked to Steve Weinberger, which I think did a hell of a job, he was saying, oh, yeah, Ramy earned it. The more we compare him, better it is. And he went from 4th to the 3rd to the 2nd. So, if you ask me for Brandon, again, love his physique. I wish him the best. I still wish that he blasts his quads to the point that it would be very powerful. And again, if I speak my mind, I don't even think it's a matter of go heavy, go home, right? Because people think to put the size on, now he's going to have to maybe just go crazy. No, stimulate with the other type of training, create that burning sensation, as Arnold would say in a movie. If it's not burning, it's not growing. So you can do lighter weight, but challenge it. Go in that pain zone, go super slows. Don't use the power, because obviously everybody that uses powerful movement, they're not isolating. If I say to my body, squat or bench or anything, right? I'm not saying to my chest or to my quads to squat or bench. I'm telling my whole body, hey, triceps, hey, delts, hey, lower back, hey, push that weight. So if I would just give a friendly advice to Brandon, because I would love to see him improve, then he would be a great contender for a title again. He needs to volumize it. And volumization is not necessarily myofibril, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates type of training. Just go heavy. Save your ligaments, save your tendons, have longevity, but increase intensity by making it more difficult.